When you're young, you care so much what others think of you. When you get older, you care less what others think of you. And when you are old, you realize no one was ever thinking of you at all. They were too wrapped up in what others thought of them. The moral of the story is live the life you want and don't worry what others are thinking of you, because they're probably not anyway. But what do women regret the most when their life is almost over? That's exactly what today's video is about, so that maybe you won't repeat their mistakes and can learn from their truth. This isn't just theory. It's based on the work of Bronnie Ware, an Australian nurse who spent years in palliative care, listening to women in their final weeks of life. She didn't run experiments. She listened, and what she heard was heartbreaking. From hundreds of conversations with dying women, she identified 5 deep regrets that came up again and again. That's what we'll explore today. But before we dive in, what do you think those regrets are? Drop your guesses in the comments. I'd love to read them. Her name was Bronnie Ware. She wasn't a psychologist, not a guru, just a nurse, a woman who spent years sitting beside those who were about to leave this world. And you know what she did? She listened, not fixing, not preaching, just listening. And when the masks dropped, when nothing else mattered, women started to talk, not about careers, not about beauty, and not about men. They talked about themselves, about the parts they buried, the voice they silenced, the life they postponed. Bronnie started writing down what they said, and something became painfully clear. Most women had the same regrets. This isn't a lesson. This isn't advice. It's a mirror. And here are the 5 things women most often said when talking about what they regretted. 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. This was the most common regret. Not, I should have done more. Not, I wish I tried. Number something worse. I knew who I was, but I never lived as her. Her whole life didn't feel like hers. The man she chose, it was the safe choice. The job, responsible. The clothes she wore, the way she spoke, even her silence, all shaped to make others comfortable. Meanwhile, the real her, buried, silenced, waiting. These women didn't die from illness. They died from never being themselves. And the worst part? Most of them knew who they were deep down, but they were too afraid to let her breathe. So ask yourself, is the life you're living truly yours? Or is it a performance that never ends? 2. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. It's not just about the job. It's about everything she kept doing. Just to be enough. She was exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, chasing approval, holding everything together, being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who never asks for help, day after day, year after year, until one day there was no after. And in those last moments, you know what she said? I missed it. She missed watching her children grow up, really watching. She missed laughing, touching. She missed being, because she was always doing. And now, she would give anything to go back and just rest her head in someone's lap, to be held, to let go. But time doesn't rewind, and strength means nothing if it's used to carry a life that doesn't feel like living. 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. She kept it all in, the anger, the sadness, the love. She smiled when she wanted to scream, said I'm fine when her chest was breaking open, stayed silent to keep the peace, even when that peace was killing her inside, and she thought that was strength. That swallowing pain made her a good woman, that being easy to love meant being quiet. But silence has a cost. It eats at you. And one day, Lying in that bed, she realized they never knew who I really was, not because they didn't care, but because she never let them see her, the words she wanted to say. That hurt me. I needed you. I loved you more than you knew. Stayed locked behind her ribs, and now it's too late. You can bury your feelings for years, but the grave doesn't keep them safe. It just makes sure you die with them still inside you. 4. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Not the fake ones, not the party crowd, the real ones. The ones who saw her before she became a mother, or a wife, or the one who keeps it all together. The ones who laughed at midnight, who knew her favorite songs, who let her be messy, loud, software wild. But life got busy, and women are taught to prioritize everything except connection. So she said, "We'll catch up soon. I'll call next week." She probably moved on anyway. And one day she looked up, and they were gone, not dead, just too far to reach. And in those final weeks, she didn't crave success or recognition. She just wanted to sit with someone who remembered who she used to be before the world told her who to become. But you can't go back, and memory is a quiet room when there's no one left to share it with. 5. I wish I had let myself be happier. Not, I wish I had been happier. I wish I had let myself, because the truth, happiness was there, in small things, in slow mornings, in warm skin, in her own damn laugh. But she didn't take it. She thought she had to earn it, to deserve it, to prove something first. So even when life gave her quiet joys, she pushed them away. She worried, she compared, she waited for when things get better. But better never came. And all that time, happiness stood outside the door, waiting to be let in. And now, in those last quiet days, she didn't beg for more time. She begged for one more chance to feel alive. Not successful, not impressive, just free. But the gate she needed to open wasn't outside. It was the one she kept locked inside herself. One more thing. The women Bronnie spoke to. Most of them were born in the early or mid-20th century. No smartphones, no social media, no endless scrolling. But if she repeated this study today, in our time, there's one regret that would almost certainly be added to the list. I wish I spent less time using my phone and did something valuable. Think about that. These women already regretted not being present, not feeling, not connecting, and they weren't even living inside a screen. So what about us? We carry a black mirror in our hands every day and call it connection, distraction, routine. But someday, that mirror might reflect something we don't want to see. Not missed calls, missed years, and no one wants to say with their last breath, "I wish I had looked up more." Maybe you're 20, maybe 30, maybe 40. I don't know how you've lived your life so far, but I'll tell you what I've seen again and again in real people, in real conversations. People, especially women, who one day wake up at 30 and realize, I haven't lived a single day as myself. Not one day where they did what they wanted. Not one day where they felt free. No one chained them. No one locked them in. Fear doesn't prevent death. Fear prevents life. But they held themselves back in invisible rules, silent fears, quiet obedience. And when that realization finally hits, when the truth lands in their chest, some of them cry, not from pain, but from the hollow echo inside, from all the years that passed, without ever truly being alive. You don't have to wait 10 more years. You don't need a crisis, a breakdown, or a near-death experience to wake up. You can take a breath right now and quietly walk through these 5 regrets. Notice how all of the regrets are individualistic and matter to the person who is dying. In the real life, we tend to worry more about others until we realize it's just you. It's always been you. Until the end, and ask yourself, which one of these still has time left? Is there one thing, one small step you've been stopping yourself from doing? Saying what you feel, calling someone back, letting yourself rest without guilt. Most of the regrets stem from failing to have courage. Fear is not your friend. If something comes to mind, don't push it away. That might be the door. And if you feel like it, drop it in the comments. What's one thing you wanted to do, but kept yourself from doing? Be honest. You're not alone. This is She Needs to Hear This, a space where we unpack 100 of the most real, raw, and relevant topics for modern women living in a modern world. If something in this video touched you, hit the like button. And if you have a friend, a sister, a woman in your life who needs to hear this too, send it to her. Let's not keep this truth to ourselves. Let's grow the circle. The more conscious women there are, the better this world becomes, one truth at a time.